This is Ron Johnson, former Vice President of Merchandising at Target and Senior Vice President of Retail Operations at Apple, and he's just been appointed CEO at JCPenney.
Ron Johnson is starting a revolution.
You're the Steve Jobs of the retail industry.
This is the guy that was supposedly the genius behind Apple's retail strategy, invented the Apple retail store experience.
Well, of course, he created an $18 billion business.
Is that a JCPenney outfit before we go? I'm curious.
No, this isn't, but I will have one next time.
And under his tutelage, JCPenney will implode.
Johnson delivered a massive loss, more than $1 billion. We knew that this quarter would be breathtakingly bad. The problem is, Johnson did not give us even one hint that 2013 might be getting a little bit better.
The company lost more than $430 million this year.
Right after the market closed, Tyler, the CEO, Ron Johnson, is out after just a year and a half in the job.
And went on, with great expectations to JCPenney. So what happened?
For the last few years, retailers have marked goods up to mark them down. They make up prices to create the illusion of savings. We said enough of that. We've introduced a new pricing strategy which makes every day a great day to shop.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. That's well and good. But that's how JCPenney's operates. The method that they use is called price anchoring, and people are more likely to purchase products because of it, in comparison to just paying a lower full price. Think about it. You see a pair of pants that are priced at $20 and there's not much of a reaction. But if you were to instead see the same pair originally priced at $75 on sale for $25, you might buy them. In fact, Time Magazine reported that less than 1% of JCPenney's sales came from items marked at full price. Now, I also want to bring up that in my eyes, price anchoring is manipulative, but it works. So what did he replace it with? Well, he got rid of sales and left the products listed at a flat price, usually 40% off the original. This allowed customers to still get their discount while not feeling like they're playing a game with the store, who still get their strong profit margins. Now, I don't think this is actually a bad idea. I feel like that there are plenty of customers out there who really just want a flat rate, don't want to haggle, don't want to deal with all of the couponing, don't want to deal with sales. But there's something about shopping and couponing, the thrill of feeling like you found something and saved some money on it, even if you most likely didn't. And I know from experience from shopping at JCPenney, that kind of is one of the reasons why I like to go shopping there. So this isn't the craziest change, but it's not the worst one he did.
I think we've got this chance to be America's favorite store. We just want to become America's favorite store.
This idea was really simple. Change up JCPenney to not just be a store, but a collection of stores inside a larger store. Sort of like a mall within malls. Like Mallception. These little stores, or boutiques, would have their own setup and checkout centers. You could sit at the bar nearby, look over the product, and when you wanted something, you would check out through a self-checkout system. The thing that's interesting about this is it was merely in the prototype stage for a while, and only a small amount of stores actually got such a renovation. I'll be honest, finding photos of the setup has proven to be really difficult. But I think one of the better comparisons is to just look at Best Buy. They have the main store, but also loan out sections to specific sellers like Samsung and Apple. And from what I could find, people did like the new design. In fact, sales for Levi jeans were 20% higher at the boutiques than they were at traditional JCPenney stores. This was marred by the fact that everything else was tanking, but, silver linings. What's crazy is that only 13 weeks in, JCPenney was tanking in sales and in revenue, losing $163 million in the quarter. To be fair, I don't think people are that upset right now about those changes. I mean, prices do look fair, and they're trying to modernize the store to fit a new generation of customers, which will be needed if JCPenney is to survive. But the worst change, and the one that I think still hurts pennies today, is when they removed a core part of the brand's identity. I just heard the screams of 1,000 suburban housewives. My grandma once, she gave me some advice. She went right up close to my face and she said, "Don't you dare with me, Ma's coupons." I still have nightmares. This was the fatal blow. Now, why did they do it? I think it had a lot to do with trying to emphasize getting a good deal, You don't need to worry about coupons. You don't need to worry about anything else. You don't need to worry about sales because for the whole month, we have this great sale, 40% off everything. There you go. And really, this falls into the gamification of shopping. A lot of customers are wanting to get a deal. And the couponing was a part of the game they played to, quote unquote, get that better deal, even if that really wasn't a better deal. You know, you take that away, where's the thrill of shopping? Taking away someone's coupons is like taking away an addict's drugs. Oddly enough, Ron Johnson compared coupons to drugs and to a very dedicated base. That hurt.
When it first happened, I was traumatized, and I come home and I cry over it. My husband's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Penny's don't have no sales no more. I need my store back."
Carol Vickery had a ritual of shopping at her JCPenney in Tallahassee, Florida, a ritual that included something that Ron Johnson had just taken away, bargain hunting. And there were a lot of Carol Vickerys.
On Saturdays, you would go in at 9 and shop until 1, and then you got coupons, you got 50% off, $10, and the store would be so packed. You would always be bumping into people getting through your stuff. It was crazy. It was great, though.
In the end, that was enough to tank the value in the sales. Johnson's pay was cut by 97%, which is a real bargain of a price if you're looking for a CEO. And then he was let go. So what happened next? Well, the sales came back. And they sucked.
Take a look at the tags. You'll see these little stickers everywhere prominently displaying the price. But peel that sticker back and, oh, pennies, what are you up to now?
Spotted an $18 sticker covering up an old $13 sticker on a swimsuit.
Peel back that sticker and you'll see they used to be just $12. But wait, they are on sale for $14.99, $3 more than the original price.
I feel like I'm getting ripped off.
JCPenney this morning is agreeing to settle a class action lawsuit for $50 million. The legendary retailer faced accusations of tricking customers into thinking they were getting deeper discounts on sales by misrepresenting the original prices.
Not a good look, y'all. Then in 2020, Penney's filed for bankruptcy and went private. Ron Johnson, oddly enough, began his own startup called Enjoy in 2015. And sadly, the company no longer exists. It filed for bankruptcy in 2022. Now, to be honest, when I was doing my research on this project and looking into Ron Johnson and how people talk about him, he's not a bad guy in this situation. From everything I could find about him, like, he seems like a genuinely good person. Like, he's really trying hard. Ultimately, I think he came in with some really interesting ideas, but when he implemented them, it got into conflict with the main driver, the customer. Honestly, if he tried his ideas in a different company or in one he had created, I might be telling a different story. And Penney's obviously never recovered. I don't know if they ever will. Well, at least with their original customers. So if you are Penney's, how do you build a new audience? I don't know. You know, the weird thing is that as I've been researching this project, I was also looking into how did books get resurrected. There was a lot of content being made that showcased the unique experience of holding, possessing, and reading a physical book. Oddly enough, if Penney's is going to try and cater to a similar audience, I think they genuinely have something that works just as strongly. Coupons. Look, this is not professional advice, but maybe they should try and make a campaign out of it. Do something similar. So for my birthday, I decided to go to JCPenney and get some shopping done. Went in with about $30 planned, and so this is what I ended up getting. One of the first things that I did get was this new shirt that I believe is going to be one of my new go-tos. I absolutely love the green and black. It's a really sleek, very comfortable feel. I'm a huge fan of the Stylus brand itself. I normally wear Stylus. In fact, I'm wearing Stylus right now. This is another long form shirt with a more of a maroon color. I love maroon. It's one of my favorite colors. I also needed a hat. So guess what? Got a new hat. So yeah, in the end, my total budget was going in about $30. So when it came to the price of everything, total price for this with clearance was going to be about $36. I ended up getting an extra $10 off because it's my birthday and they have a clearance cash. They have a $10 cashback, birthday cashback. Ended up being $26.42. And so if I paid full price, it would have been $156, totally out of my budget. But because of the discounts and because of birthday cashback, I was able to get it for $26.42. So when you know where to look, you can save a lot at Penney's. Give the audience that dopamine rush that comes with saving money. People love that. in the end, people want to be able to save money. I don't honestly know if Penney's or any retailer specifically is doing something like that. And it seems whenever I research stuff about Book Talk, that doesn't seem to be coming from a marketing team. And I think that says a lot because from what I understand, a lot of marketing departments are out of touch. But if you're going to cater to a new audience, which in order to survive, you will need to do that, you're going to have to do some radical ideas. Some might even say revolutionary.
What is the best mistake you ever made?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's probably going to Penney's.
Going at all?
Just going. Because it turned out it was a really bad decision for everybody. I was a round thing in a square peg. I'm a creative, innovator, look forward, change the world kind of thinker. That isn't who Penney's was. And so to go insert yourself in a place that's really at odds with your DNA is not a good idea. But it was incredibly humbling for me personally. I don't like to think I'm arrogant, but maybe situationally I was arrogant about things. So it was very humbling. And if I hadn't done that, I don't think I'd be doing what I'm doing now. I love what I'm doing now. I think we've got the wind at our back. It's not a strong wind, but you feel the gentle breeze of, going online, of people wanting experience. It's nice to be where the puck's going,
Right.
versus where it was.
Well, thank you so much, Ron. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to say thank you so much for watching this. I can't believe we're only 3 videos in and I've already gotten 300 subscribers, at least when I'm recording this. Just broke 300 about a few hours ago. I am absolutely blown away. As soon as I released the video about purple street lamps, I was kind of taken aback by just even having 70 or 80, 90 subscribers. I can't really process it. I'm just overjoyed. I feel so lucky to have even the audience that I have. I've been enjoying the comments. I also found out that apparently I am the long-lost son of George R.R. Martin. Which one's going to come out first, GTA 6 or the next Game of Thrones book? I genuinely believe that there will be a heat death before either one comes out. But on a serious note, thank you so much. I'm really excited for what the future holds. I'm really excited about what the next project is. And yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see it. Thank you so much. Take care.
I'm hoping that you're wearing a JCPenney sweater.
I am. This is our JCP sweater. You could buy this today for $15.
That sounds
a
like a
sweater with
deal.
cashmere for it's unbelievable.